Hello everyone, my name is Beret, and sometimes I wear a beret. Do you want to talk about Murph? I know you do. That's why you're here today. And when I first saw that Nerf announced their first ever mascot Murph, well, I had to talk about it in a pretty quick and lazy video. I mean, Murph is something to behold, right? And they got the reaction they were hoping for. And a couple quick addendums to that video. The first being, some people pointed out that, oh, Bret, you made a video about Murph? That's exactly what they wanted you to do. They want people like you to spread the word about Murph, and then boom, it went viral. I was well aware that's what Nerf was trying to do. I said that in the video. Yes, I did make a video about Murph. Counterpoint, I make a video about a lot of Nerf stuff. Can you please tell me someone else who regularly talks about Nerf House? Yeah, that's my point. So I probably would have talked about Murph regardless, because that's just something that I do. It's very on brand for me. They were trying to find someone much higher up, someone with millions of followers, or major news outlets. And that's what they got. But yes, me making a video about Murph was sort of hypocritical, but also on brand. Number two, there was a lot more discourse about Murph using they, them pronouns. I think this got blown a little bit out of proportion, and I would like to give Hasbro the benefit of the doubt on this one. The release of their new mascot Murph was released in June, which is Pride Month, and so for some people, that didn't sit too well. They also didn't seem to mean any harm by it. When you look at Murph, you think, what is that alien creature made of darts? And Hasbro's response was, well, Murph is Murph, which I think makes the most sense that Murph is not boy, girl. Murph is just they, them. Anyone can wear the Murph costume, therefore they, them is just easier, but some people took that information and went ballistic. Oh my gosh, pronouns in my toy company? No, no, no. Which I think was a bit of an overreaction. And yes, for some articles, that's basically how they sold it. Look, here's Nerf's newest mascot. This is Murph. They use they, them pronouns just to get more people to click on it. It really shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm also not someone who came up with the idea of Murph in the first place. So I'm going to assume there was no harm meant by it. And for those of you who are making some noise on that front, calm yourself down. But anyway, moving right along, Murph is no longer a 3D render or just a picture of a costume. Murph is real, Murph moves, Murph is possibly in your house, under your bed, and you need to check right now. Alright, I'm clear. Murph is now on Nerf's TikTok. I've now seen Murph walking and talking. No, that's not true. Murph doesn't really talk. But Murph seems to be getting along with Sophie Lightning just fine. Murph is hanging around Nerf headquarters mostly and showing off some new blasters, so I guess Murph is very much putting themselves right in between us and new stuff. I've also seen a new ad featuring Murph, where Murph is showing off a bunch of new blasters and also throwing in Murph's catchphrase, we don't have to do that, guys.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
But in this ad, you can also see the pros and cons of a live-action Murph versus an animated Murph, because the advertisement is all animated, and where we've come with animation, it's not out of Nerf's reach to get a very simple physics simulation of darts, but it looks more like fur moving, so Murph is a furry. Confirmed. It's much easier for the animated Murph to do all their tricks, and also I think the darts can change colors, so you don't have to have just like one suit in one color or a mixture of darts. Why would you want Murph to just be like one color when you can make Murph all the colors? The Murph expanded universe is also real, and we need to grapple with that. And did you also know that Murph has their own Twitter account? Wow, we're really making strides here. Good for you, Murph. What are you up to on Twitter? Well, this is the timeline we live in. There's the pre-Murph world and there's the post-Murph world. And that's where we currently live. I think I just have to accept it. No longer can I be super negative about Murph. I have to just fully embrace the Murph. I have to do what many have talked about. I have to become Murph. Or I have to become a Murph. I am going to make a Murph suit. I am a Nerfy confirmed. This is what I'm going with. The Mark 1. Not to be confused with the Dart Zone Pro Mark 1, this is the Nerf Mark 1. And that's all I'm going to show you. I don't need to show you guys anymore. You don't need to see me put that on and show you what it looks like. You know, I'm actually kind of shocked that I've never purchased myself a full morph suit before. This is great! Also, I'm touring. Come see me live in your local town. I'll admit, part of me wants to keep this morph suit as is and just play Nerf in it one day, but I think we're a little past that point when it comes to this particular one. Also, the beret doesn't seem to be fitting on top very well, so, you know, you can't make that work, you can't make anything work. The morph suit. Is it the ideal choice for a Murph suit? I'm gonna go with no. But like I said, this is the Mark I. And the Mark I, well, that's all the Mark I has so far. This was my quick test area on my arm, just to see what that all looks like. Now, you're all probably asking some very appropriate questions. Also, I'm gonna take the mask off because it's gonna be a bit easier. Alright, this is the full Blue Birdie beret that they warned you about. Oh yeah, never have I felt so self-conscious about my body. Morph suit. So the darts. Yes. How are they working? Well, with the power of friendship and super glue. I just put super glue on the back of all these darts and put them on my arm. Now I have super glued darts to myself before. Probably shouldn't say that out loud, but it is true. However, that was with the head going on to me versus the back. And that's created an interesting problem because the way that Murph's skin darts, what do we call it? The way that the darts interact is that they're actually coming head off of the body. So the super glue has to stick to the foam well, and it also has to stick to the suit well. Now I've left this in my closet for a couple of days at this point, and a quick shake test. I mean, they're staying on. I don't know what the extent of that staying on will be if I take it outside of my apartment, but in the meantime, this small test case tells me it's beautiful, and it works well enough. Other fun thing I found when testing, I'm just directly super gluing the back of the dart to the morph suit. Turns out I was also, the super glue goes through the morph suit and onto my skin. I wouldn't recommend doing that. For that reason, I don't recommend doing any of this because you don't want to hurt yourself. All right, I'm covered now. I estimate this is about 50 darts, so I probably need about 100 to do a ring around my arm, which means it'd probably be like 500 for one arm, 500 for another. My legs are only slightly longer than that, so 600 to 700. Probably the same for front and then back, 500 for my head. 10,000 should be approximately what I need, or maybe a little bit less than that, but we're looking in the thousands of darts to make a full Murph suit possible, because there's a lot going on here that's currently not covered by darts. And I do have my reservations about fully covering myself in this method because as well, if you look at a picture of Murph, the darts are not protruding like this at a normal vector from my skin. They're like lying flat, again, more like hair, like a furry animal might. Murph is a furry confirmed. This method is just going to add a lot of dart bulk to my body, which means that come to my armpit, it might be a little tricky, so I may have to leave that clear. And just other parts where I turn my head or my thighs. I don't know exactly what they did for the real Murph suit, nor have I asked, but it definitely looks like it's not this. A costume that is a little bit wider than your actual body so that maybe more than one person can actually wear it, and also so that you're not constantly rubbing into those darts. Maybe I actually should ask and get some pointers, but I don't know if Nerf actually wants me to make my own Murph suit. What do you guys think I'm gonna do? Rob a bank as a Murph and then you guys will get blamed? No. I'll wait for you guys to do it and I'll follow suit. I don't mean this to be disrespectful, Nerf. I just want to do what you're doing and have some fun with it. I promise to be a respectable Murph, at least once I actually get all of this done. So I'm gonna need a lot more darts, and I don't think I have enough. I have a bag of like 200. Also, I think I want to start from like the top down, so I can just be like Murph on top, and then just wear like a pair of jeans and, you know, casual Murph. When I realized the potential scope of this silly project, I also thought maybe I should ask you guys if you'd be interested in contributing. I don't really want to post an address where people can just send Nerf darts, but maybe like if we crowdfunded a little bit, you know, like get a couple $100, that would help cover some of the dart costs. I don't think I want to do that. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for me to accumulate, and then we'll just, bam, they'll stick them all to my body. Maybe I'll get some friends to help me out. And for a brief moment in time, I can become a Murph, because I don't know how well this is going to store with all the darts on it. And if we do get the correct number of darts to make this suit almost happen, the worst case is that it doesn't work on this one, and we can take the darts off and try them on something else. Because like I said, this is the Mark 1. The Mark II, you aren't even ready for. But with all that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know about something I might be working on in the background. I'll post updates as appropriate, but this is where I currently am. Not too far, and my brain is working overtime to think about how to make the best Murph suit when it could probably be doing a lot more stuff that's actually productive. Nah, this is the most productive thing I can think about. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Subscribe for more Murph updates as I turn myself into the Murph I was always meant to be. And I will see you next time in the Blue Men group. We're on tour. Look forward to seeing you there. Tickets available, link in the description box down below. Yo, it's sweaty in here now. Holy smokes. Get this off. Oh my goodness.